All right, gang. Since we covered Dr. Squat, who became known as the Sultan of Squat, his historic 1008.5 lift in our video last week, I thought it only fair to go back to the first 1,000 pound plus official world record breaking lift by none other than Lee Moran. And the story is told, interestingly enough, by Fred Hatfield. So I'm going to go right into it. Let me tell you how he did it. It was at the '84 Senior National Powerlifting Championships in Dayton, Ohio, where the squatting duel of the century was to take place. Lee Moran going head to head with Dave Waddington, the first man to ever squat 1,000 pounds. Unfortunately, Dave made his historic lift back in June of '81 at a local meet in Zanesville, Ohio, and none of the officials were qualified to judge a world's record. So the Wad's staggering feat never hit the record books. Lee, it was rumored, was loaded for bear and hungry for the official title, the Sultan of Squat. The Wad always hangs tough, though, and it promised to be a spectacle the likes of which the sports world had never witnessed before. Waddington opened with an immense 942 and missed on depth. In fact, he missed all his attempts on depth, even a third at 953, leaving the door wide open for Moran if he was enough to pass through that portal. Moran backed out of the racks with the same weight Waddington had finished with, 953. Ponderous weight began to whip up and down, buckling Moran's body. The weight hit the floor, with Lee not far behind. However, it decided to take a very ornery path to its resting place, over the top of Lee's skull, nearly ripping the skin off of his head in the process. Undaunted and something outright deranged, the mighty Moran stepped back on stage to give it another try. Bar shaking, body buckling, crowd roaring, the bar was hoisted, 3 white lights, so he got the 953. Now it was time for the big attempt of 1,003. The bar now bent to a tolerance point across Lee's immense shoulders. He stood, waiting for the referee's signal to squat, and then it happened. All of a sudden, plates were sailing through the air, some from one side of the bar, then the other, causing spotters and officials to scatter for their lives. With one side of the bar emptied and the other bar now far heavier, the lopsided load snapped the bar about its axis over Lee's back like a hickory whip. Was he dead? No, but witnesses will tell you that it's a miracle he survived intact, to say nothing of the folk standing in the immediate radius. Of course, this was not Lee's fault. One of the collars had popped loose from the strain of over 1,000 pounds. The officials gave Lee the opportunity to try the lift again. By this time, the crowd, nearly 4,000 strong, was screaming, sweating, and fairly out of their minds while encouraging Lee to write his name in the record book for some time to come. Maybe they wanted to see blood. It's a fair bet, knowing their disposition. More probably, they wanted to see history being made. They wanted to experience the moment of Lee's vicariously, feeling the crippling weight mashing their vertebral disc together so hard that a lesser man's would turn to bone meal. Once again, Lee bent the inch-thick bar across his shoulders and set up for the referee's signal. He got the clap. The noise was deafening in the huge municipal convention center as the crowd roared for Lee. Down he went, resting his prodigious trunk against his beer keg thighs. Then he exploded, bar vibrating, muscle straining, blood gushing from his nostrils in a torrent. The mighty Moran pushed himself into mortality, and the 1,000 pound barrier was officially shattered forever. Okay, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for what's coming next. Catch you later.